Squad made the beat.
Go, Grase.
It was old when York gave it to us. We just didn't know it.
Yeah. I do this one. Okay. So real fast. So on Jake Consul Paul's page, he was gleeful about some new discovery of a doctorate of old York here. Now, as you know, with this article here, was Dr. York a scholar? We debunked the idea that York had attended the University of Khartoum or even the American University in Egypt and received his bachelor's in, well, let's go through it a little fast. Okay, the doctorate contradictions and inconsistency. York said, while attending the University of Khartoum, I met many people. I was invited to speak to the faculty and students while there. When the Ansars heard that I, the Imam of the Ansars in the West, was there, they came from as far as Dongola to meet me. I did not stay the full 5 years studying at the University of Khartoum, Sudan, because of political reasons. I continued my studies afterwards in Egypt, where I received a degree in Arabic from the University of Cairo. Rebuttal to the Slanderers, page 117. Yet in another book, he writes, he holds a doctorate degree in theology from the University of Al-Azhar in Egypt and a Bachelor of Arts degree in Arabic and Semitic languages from Khartoum University. This is from a very a book not too many people, unless you were an Ansar, remember the book called Gold Diggers Inc. by Dr. York. Now, if you can see the inconsistencies, where he said he didn't stay his full 5 years studying at the University of Khartoum, Sudan because of political reasons, but he claimed that he received a doctorate degree in theology from the University of Al-Azhar, but a bachelor's of art in Semitic languages from the university. So how can you say that he have a bachelor of arts and Semitic languages from the University of Khartoum, which we wrote back in 1989, that he didn't stay the full 5 years?
So why did he saying he continued after? And he says,
and that's the thing.
Khartoum, right? He said Khartoum, Sudan, but then he said the university. But he said, so he went somewhere else. He trying to say he went somewhere else and continued the degree.
Yes, yeah, because remember he said he and then now this is where the contradiction starts coming in. Not staying in Sudan means that he didn't complete his university studies there.
Right.
He can't claim to have attended the University of Khartoum in 1973, yet leave Sudan that same year and receive a bachelor's degree. I came from Sudan in 1973. Now, in the so-called Patarak tract, he says, by 1973, I was traveling and in school in Sudan and Egypt, receiving my BA, Bachelor's of Art, from the University of Khartoum. That's in El blah, blah, page 31. So according to that claim, he was attending both universities, one in Sudan and Egypt, yet he left Sudan in the same year, 73. But he claimed to have received a degree in Arabic from the University of Cairo, not theology. I received a degree in Arabic from the University of Cairo. I'm telling people, you better go back and read that Rebuttal to the Slanderers book, because if you want to catch York in all his lies, in the contradictions and the inconsistencies, the book is there. It's available.
What the hell? Wait, what the hell was he taking the first time he said? Let me look at this lie again. He said he was in Khartoum. What was he saying he was studying in there?
He said in 1973.
Okay, he was in there and studying in Khartoum. What was he allegedly taking in Khartoum?
Well, he said that he had to go back and study the language. He had lost his. He lost it, or he stated in the I think they took the video down. Temple of Imhotep class, where he says that Arabic was his first language, and then he comes back and says that he had to go to Sudan to study Arabic because he had lost it.
So that's what. So this whole thing is just about him getting his degree in Arabic, nothing else.
That's what it was supposed to be about. That's what he claimed it was about. Right. But of course, neither university had been able to substantiate his existence there.
Right, I remember that.
When the State Department had made the inquiry as to his tenure there, both universities, we have no record of this individual. And York, of course, never showed it in real time. He never showed his bachelor's degree. He never showed any certificates. He just made the claim. Right. In all of the books that he opens up with, when they start out, he gives all of these, he gives a litany, a plethora of various achievements in life. But when it comes down to his education, he's very, very select and very few. He talks about his degrees in Freemasonry, on into the Shriner groups, and his ability to study language, blah, 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 blah. But when it comes down to his education, in the opening of the books, he doesn't even talk about it. It's just in these sidebar moments where he'll make a reference to it. And when he does, it's very conflicting to what he said previously.
And they don't even address none of this stuff. They just jump.
Because it's stupid. So he says, he said, I only visited the Sudan in 1973 and 1982. That's very important. On page 130 of the Rebuttal to the Slanderers book, he says, I only visited, because he's talking to Bilal Phillips, saying that you don't know what you're talking about on my travels. And he's affirming, this is where I was in 1973 and 1982. I only visited Sudan at those 2 times. We got to take him at his word, because this is before all the nonsense came after the fact. So both contradictions are in just 2 books and only 2 years apart. It's inconsistent statements like these that demonstrate York's propensity for deception. After York is in prison, amazingly, a copy of a doctorate that's supposed to be York's surfaces and is circulated with the intent to show that he graduated from the University of Khartoum. But they had the wrong year. Bing! Look at that. 1975.
And you make that a little bigger? Can you make your screen get bigger?
Check. Hold on. Let me try again. There we go. How far down?
Yeah.
Okay, right there, 1975.
I can see.
The first day of August, 1975. University of Khartoum.
And that's a contradiction. So
but you're missing the elephant in the room, brother. Do you know what it is? You know what that is. I'm just stalling.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. Now, this is important. All right. The name that's on the birth certificate is suspect. Why? Because Isa Abdullah Muhammad al-Mahdi.
Right. I can see that.
Okay. So, if that's him in 1975, that would conflict with some of the name changes that we have him documented on. And they got the case number, so you can go and check it out. Mm-hmm. According to York, he was only in Sudan in 1973 and 1982. And this above document says that York received the BA on August 1st, 1975. Now, the following documentation will demonstrate how the above certificate is fake. The name on the certificate says Isa Abdullah Muhammad al-Mahdi. But how is this even possible? York didn't change his name to Isa al-Hadi al-Mahdi until January of 1990. The Wahabians will hide the fact that York legally changed his name from Dwight York to Isa. Let me say it like this. From Isa al-Hadi al-Mahdi, which was made official on January 6, 1990. A petition was put in for the name change on June 7, 1989. This was done in Kings County, New York, court case number 22867-88. And here it is. Look at the name. Now check this out.
Mm-hmm.
In the matter of the application of Dwight York, aka Isa Muhammad, leave to, it gets floated right here, to name to Isa al-Hadi al-Mahdi. So he's getting his name changed from Dwight York, who they say, there's no name Dwight York. So on this page, he's in New York. That's it. There it is. Supreme Court of the State of New York held in and for the County of Kings at Brooklyn, New York, on the 27th of November, 1989. Upon the petition of Dwight York, aka Isa Muhammad, sworn to in 1989, praying for leave to change his name from Dwight York to Isa al-Hadi al-Mahdi, and the court being satisfied therein that the petitioner is true and that there is no obligation to the net change of name proposed. Now, in motion of power, Weiss and Marks, that's Jonathan Marks, that's the guy who was York's attorney all three, pretty much throughout his life, throughout his adult life. Attorneys for petitioner. So he got his attorney, as a right of attorney, he's able to get his name changed. The order, the petitioner, Dwight York, why do you keep saying his name wasn't right? I thought his name wasn't right.
That's right.
Dwight York, aka Isa Muhammad, on June 26, born June 26, 1945 at Boston, Massachusetts, not Sudan, not Ghana, and certainly not Liberia.
There you go.
The name Isa al-Hadi al-Mahdi in place and instead if his present name, January 6, 1990, and upon compliance with the provisions of the order, it is further ordered that this order shall be entered and the papers upon which granted filed within 10 days of the date. And there it is. He got his name legally changed from Dwight York to Isa al-Hadi al-Mahdi. So let's go back up here. So if this was in 1975 that he got it, why is this name on here?
Because it didn't have it. And especially if you're getting real documentation, they're not going to let you use a name that you chose for metaphysical reasons. That's like, that's like me trying to get my scientific name Tarkinu on a real documentation for a license or some type of degree. That's not going to count. Of course, he was using that name back then as, you know, imam, but legally, no.
He couldn't use it legally. But after this name change, then he could use it legally.
Right.
So now I tell them, don't believe me. Check it out.
That's it. And we got this same document in our group.
Yeah. So this certificate didn't come out when York was around to affirm it. No, it came out after he was in prison. Now let's look at what it says here. Okay, so it says Isa Abdullah Muhammad al-Mahdi, 1975. But York didn't get the name changed to Isa until 1990. Mm-hmm. So there would be no al-Mahdi name on it until then. Now, below is page 46 of the pre-sentencing investigative report, and this page in part states his education and vocational skills. The defendant attended high school at Teaneck, New Jersey, and Brooklyn, New York. Information provided by the defendant reflects that he completed the 9th grade prior to his withdrawal.
That's it. You didn't complete
the 9th grade.
That's it.
The defendant's sister, Dale Brown, who was Dale York, remember the one who wrote the book, My Brother the Extraterrestrial? Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone know, okay. Dale Brown was unable to confirm the completion of high school. York stated that he attended the American University in Cairo, Egypt for approximately 3 months during the mid-1970s and has also attended the University of Khartoum in Sudan. However, the American University in Cairo could not confirm this information and indicated no record of York's attendance. You know, the State Department and the government, the United States government is making inquiries to a foreign government, another country where one of Americans, a citizen, claimed to have attended a university there, and they are compelled to present the documentation of this person's time spent. But they couldn't. There's no evidence of him attending such place. And the defendant stated that the name Dr. York was initially a stage name, which is true. However, he related that he received the doctorate of divinity from a homeschool institution in San Juan, California. Efforts to verify this degree have been unsuccessful. Boy, these fools do not know what they have stepped into. Okay, and here's again, here's Jonathan Mark, and this is when he was on probation, remember? Mm-hmm. Listen, look at this. Dwight York's indictment superseded, described the defendant, aka Dr. York, aka Isa Abdullah Muhammad Abu Bakr Muhammad, aka Isa al-Hadi al-Mahdi. Remember, Dwight York? All these are is aka. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's his counsel, Jonathan Marks.
And this what? Hold on. And the date is what? 1988? Or yeah. That's 88 right here in the bottom. June 11th.
Yes, 19. Yeah, so he went by the alias Isa al-Hadi al-Mahdi, Isa Abdullah Muhammad Ibn Abu Bakr Muhammad. That's the name that he went by as an alias, but his government name was
Dwight York. Still think somebody
now, on this. But wait a minute. Why is this relevant? Because passing off fraudulent documents was not anything new to York. Evidence showed that in New York on June 15, 1988, case number 88 CR 007-01 IBW, York pled guilty to a federal charge of unlawfully, willfully, and knowingly did possess an identification document other than the one issued lawfully, i.e., for the use of possessor and false identification document with the intent that such document be used to defraud the United States, to which violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1028A4. There you go. So here it is, judgment and probation commitment order. So York was to on June 15, 1988. York was to he was on probation here, and here's the fake document that he had. Got him. Got him. So this is the fake document that York had. So if this is fake, then by all means, this in pristine neatness is also fake. Now we know that because, hey, this is a fake document. And we also know that they're not shy about falsifying documents. I mean, look at this. This is supposed to be York's passport, but he's in prison. He's in jail. They use a jail photo for a passport.
Business executive.
Brother, this is overkill. This is just, I just wanted to do this to demonstrate that these fools, they're not ready. They need to put somebody up there to represent York who know what the hell they're talking about, who had experience within this organization. You know, all of these the loudest mouths yelling and defending York are the ones who were never even there. Jake Consul Paul, he never met York. He was never in any of the Jannah. He was never an Ansar. He was never part of the Nubian Islamic Hebrew. He didn't go through the Holy See Baptist Synagogue. He was not a part of any of that stuff. This guy comes out of prison, starts to defend the child molester, and is trying to clout chase. And going to ride on yours truly's name to try to build a fledgling music attempt. He's trying to get himself built in music. And he's going to try to use this as a stepping stone. So he's even using the Wapians. A lot of them realize that. A lot of them kind of piece the game. Oh, this dude is clout chasing. He's riding on the coattails. This is the classic definition of clout chaser. But anyway, I just wanted to. Sure. Wrong budget.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah, I just want to do that part just to show people, man, that these fools, they just out of their league. They can talk that stuff to people who don't know, people who are not up on the game, those that are not familiar with the tactics that are used in gaslighting, but you ain't gonna work that over here. Sorry, it ain't gonna work. They got a few more years to get involved and to educate themselves properly to be able to go toe to toe. Go ahead.
Yeah, and they have to. And you got to first start with the facts, but you can't go and run into the site and all the extra stuff we got going on to add to that, and they still, transgressing up to this date in this moment. This book is a product of an outflow of them refusing to accept reality. The same way Tahaka doesn't claim he's a follower or a member, but he still refuses to give credence to that is over. Like, he don't want to set reality that he's not really a good researcher or whatnot, and so therefore he dove off into La La Land as well and became a king pseudo on his own right. That's the only thing they can accomplish at this point in time is lying and just being pseudo off the top. So that's about it. You had anything else? Because I know you got to go.
No, man. I think this. Anybody watch this, all they got to do is just look at the documentation, man. This right here, this shows you that they're not even qualified. What would be the point of arguing and debating someone when the very foundation of what they're teaching is lies? They show no sense of research, and they have a very nasty habit of disrespecting elderly people or deceased people. What kind of who raised these people? I mean, even York didn't do stuff like that.
You don't have no standard.
You're gonna sit up and lie on a world-known artist and take her picture and say she's a pedophile? No, we ain't gonna let that go.
They said that about me. They said that about you. That's what they do. It's amazing that they accuse other people of what York was doing.
Exactly. That I forget what that's called in debate. You try to flip it onto someone else. That's another logical fallacy. I think I do an article on that. But that's what they do. But when you got the facts, all they can do is keep on running. So if you say they got something out now and say, well, we don't care about the fact.
Yeah, that's exactly what Charles said. He don't care about how much wrong is showing in the book. That's the whole purpose. I don't have to defend the lies about me in the book. I'm gonna just show you the talking point, because that's what a person would expect. He expected me, the writer, and him expected me to start defending myself. I ain't got to defend myself against a lie. That's a lie, but I will expose something else.
Brother, everything in the book is a lie book. Mm-hmm. Listen, just with those three right there show that they are intentionally deceiving people for profit. They purposely omit the facts as they are. How are you going to go on my page, on my website? How are you going to take the documentation that I have on who York's grandmother was, rest in peace, perpetually in peace, take that and then say it's his aunt?
They're going to ignore that too. Only the smart ones going to contact you behind the scenes.
Well, you're going to always have dummies that's going to follow.
Mm-hmm. They're going to follow that because the cult have to create new lies, because the lies are so long and York been around so long that they have to keep a new set of lies for that new set of generation dummies.
Exactly, and that's because, and that's the point. That's a very good point, because by them going out and asserting this stuff as if they know what they're talking about, people who are watching this, they don't know any different. They don't know any better. So that's why it's necessary to have something like this, so that the people can use it as a counterpoint. Because I'm giving you facts. We're showing you documentation that's verifiable. But what's in that book is not verifiable. But I want people to get it so that they can see that these liars have nothing but lies at the foundation of their argument.
There you go.
Yes, go out and get gaslighting from the East. Gaslighting from the East.
6 ether gaslighting from the East. 6 ether gaslighting from the East. Boy, that's all it is, Black Death. That's all, because there's number dead people in it. Absolutely. Dead lies, trying to resurrect the dead. This book is a book of death.
And disrespecting elders.
There you go. That's what they doing. Disrespecting.
Brother, I'm out. I gotta get some rest, and then we're gonna do this again. We're gonna do this again as the situation calls for.
Yeah, that's what's up. And I got work to do, so I'm gonna set this up and I'll get it to you. You wanted me to give it to you in raw form? Or you just
send it to me in raw form, because I'm gonna upload it on my page as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna give it to you raw, send you the link, let you get it, then I'll do my thing to it.
All right, sounds good. Charles, I appreciate this, man. I finally got this stuff out of my system.
Yo, I appreciate you, man. I'll talk to you
later.
Brother.
Absolutely. Right. Give my peace and blessing to the family.
I will. Thank you. I'll tell everybody you said, hey, what's up? True people.
Okay. All right, I'm out.
All right.